Also this morning, the massive fire in Richmond is still burning more than 15 hours after it was sparked at a warehouse facility. We know it was storing plastic and other materials for recycling.
Yeah, as you can imagine, looking at this, parts of the city are under an evacuation order because of that thick plume of black smoke. The state fire marshal saying these are, quote, definitely toxic. So we send Cameron Ridle there this morning. He joins us now live as the fire is still burning. Cameron.
Hey, that's right. This is a dangerous place to be here in Richmond. I'm going to start off by telling you we've been here since 4 o'clock this morning trying to find a safe location to broadcast from. That's been extremely difficult because so many of the roads are shut down with barricades and police because of how dangerous the air is. We were able to find a place that is a slightly higher elevation. However, we are right next to the fire. The good news for us at the moment is that the wind is blowing to the east, and that is bad news for everybody that is in the neighborhood right behind me. That is why 2,000 people have been evacuated in this area. Everyone who lives within a half mile of this fire has been asked to leave their home. Everybody else in town has been asked to shelter in place. That's why today Richmond Community Schools are completely closed with no classes, and IU East has just announced in the last 5 minutes that their classes will all be virtual today and the campus will have limited operations. Everyone is asked to stay in place and stay indoors and turn off the air conditioning system if it's going to suck in this air that fire officials have made very clear is toxic and dangerous. They say the fire is under control. You can see it burning to the right of me. We've heard explosions since we've been here, some loud, some small, one just in the last 3 or 4 minutes as that way fire crews are on the other side immediately of those trees continuing to pour water on this fire. They say it is under control. However, it's going to burn for several more days, producing smoke, ash, and soot. Richmond's fire chief said the blaze began in a semi-trailer containing various types of unknown plastics. The fire then quickly spread to other nearby piles of material before it eventually spread to the rest of the 175,000 square foot building. The state fire marshal has been very clear, saying the smoke produced from this fire is toxic. The Indiana Department of Environmental Management and the EPA are on site monitoring conditions. According to reports, the building is a former home of a lawnmower manufacturer, and now it is a recycling and storage facility. Richmond Fire Chief Tim Brown says the current owner of the building previously received an unsafe violation for stacking plastic in the area. They say the owner has been warned several times, and they feared it was only a matter of time before something bad happened.
It's very frustrating for all of us. The battalion chief on today, he was very frustrated when he pulled up because we knew it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when this was going to happen.
Well, take a look at this. Not only is the smoke visible on camera, the smoke is visible on our radar. It looked like a small storm that was rolling through the area yesterday. You can hear more explosions happening behind me right now. The state fire marshal says as the wind shifts, they may need to modify the evacuation zone as this fire continues to burn. Meantime, residents are staying at shelters. We've been to 2 of them this morning. They all seem pretty quiet with hopefully folks staying elsewhere, but I can tell you there are still people in their homes in this neighborhood that is right behind us as we've toured this entire area here since we've been here since 4 o'clock this morning. Thankfully, we do have our masks left over from COVID. This is a pretty good one that we're able to use, but as we were driving around the area here this morning, you could smell the smoke. You can smell what is burning, the plastics. I can tell you from my previous experience covering the riots from 2020 and 2021 that it smells and feels a lot like tear gas. Just from driving in the car, I could feel my eyes burning with that familiar smell. So if at any point this wind shifts or these explosions continue to get louder or closer, we will be moving because, again, it is dangerous. Even driving into Richmond, your phone goes off letting you know that you have now entered an emergency evacuation zone. There was a press conference coming up this morning from city officials and a number of state agencies that will detail what's going to happen next. As you can imagine, there are a lot of questions from residents about when they can go home, how this fire started, and what the next steps are here in Richmond as parts of the city are under an emergency evacuation order as this fire continues to blaze and burn toxic fumes. We're live in Richmond this morning. I'm Cameron Ridle, Fox 59 News.